All right, what's going on, guys? Yesterday we talked about Simone Biles withdrawing from the Olympics, but today we're talking about the gymnastics team, again, the American gymnastics team, this time in a little bit more of a positive light, where we'll be talking about Sunisa Lee. Now, most of you don't know who this chick is, probably. She is on the American gymnastics team, but has never been in the limelight with Simone Biles in the picture. However, with Simone Biles withdrawing from the Olympics this time, it has allowed her to be front and center as she won the women's individual all-around gymnastics competition, which makes her the fifth straight American woman to take home the gold in the all-around competition. So America now has won the 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, and now 2020 Olympics. I guess technically it's 2021. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it is now 5 in a row that America has won. But the event was super close. Sunisa Lee, so she's the one who won for USA, won with a score of 57.433. Second place was Rebecca Andrade from Brazil. She had a score of 57.298. So that's a score of what, 1.135 maybe? So it's an incredibly close game. And then third place was Angela Melenikova, from Russia, with a score of 57.199. So they're all within 3 points of each other, it looks like. So this game was incredibly close. And I say game, but it's a competition. They're competing directly against each other. But regardless of that fact, I think this time, I'm usually not an avid watcher of the Olympics. I usually find it quite boring, especially gymnastics. But this time, with the score this close, I think I might have enjoyed it. Now, what makes this phenom even more spectacular, well, I call her phenom, but she's really already hit the big time. I mean, she's competing in the Olympics, winning gold medals, the biggest event competition in the world, right? But what makes her rise to stardom even more impressive is she is the archetypal rags to riches American dream story. Okay, it turns out that Lee is a first generation Hmong American, and I probably butchered that, so I apologize. And on top of that, she's the first Hmong American to make the US Olympics team. Her parents immigrated from Laos, which is a country near Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, just right below China, if you know where that is. Everyone knows where China is. What am I saying? So her parents moved from there to St. Paul, Minnesota. And what's kind of amazing is when she was 7 years old, her father, because they were immigrants and so they were poor, built a balance beam out of a spare mattress. Now, personally, I would have no idea how to do that, so I find that impressive in and of itself, that he had the skill to be able to make something like that. That's just astounding to me, honestly. And then if we fast forward a few years to when she's 14, she made the U.S. junior national team and took home the gold medal at the uneven bars in 2018 in the national championships. And then in 2019, her father fell off a ladder and became paralyzed from the chest down. And then, as we know, in 2020, the Olympics were postponed and all the gyms were shut down. But then when she was able to return to the gym 3 months later in June 2020, she broke her foot, which is talk about bad luck. And then so this is still in 2020, a few months later, her aunt and uncle died of COVID less than 2 weeks apart. Can you imagine? That's horrific. And then despite that, she goes to win the gold medal in the Olympics after her teammate, her friend, who's supposed to be the best gymnast in the world, withdraws. Can you imagine what that does to your psyche? And then she goes through hell and back with both her aunt and uncle died. She broke her foot. Her dad got paralyzed, and she still managed to win the Olympics. Can you imagine the mental fortitude that takes? It's just impressive. Impressive. I'm not sure how else to describe that. It's the characteristics of of a true hero or heroine, I suppose, in this case. Like, I don't know very many people that could have done that. Like, I sure as hell know I couldn't have done that. I would have called it quits months ago. I can promise you that. But this chick kept on going, so she is deserving of all the accolades coming her way. Like, that's all I know. Like, props to her, man. Props to her. And then I'm not sure if I said this yet, but she's only 18. So she isn't just going through all of this horrible stuff. She is doing it at the ripe old age of 18 years old. Super young. Like, that's younger than me. So I'm just going to reiterate this again. Like, all the praise she's getting, well deserved. It is well deserved. She had big shoes to fill, and I think she did a pretty freaking good job of filling them. And I hope to see good things from her in the future. I'm expecting really big things, honestly. I mean, she's got another 2-3 Olympics maybe that she can compete in at the top of her game. So I'm looking forward to that, honestly. Alright guys, with that being said, I think that's enough adulation from me for one day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're brand new, like the video, and with that, I'll see you in the next one.